morning, everybody. I'm Colette the Highway Stitcher. I'm here to give you my stitching from the highway and at home. It's August 16th, about 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's about 80 degrees right now, going up to a high of 92 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's about 26 degrees Celsius right now, going up to a high of 33 degrees Celsius. Amazingly, I am learning my Fahrenheit and Celsius really good by doing this. Which I kind of like. I like to learn new things, so, and I never even really did it very well before, so grateful for the opportunity that I could look this up and now begin to just remember on my own what the differences of the temperatures are. I'm hoping it's better for some of you in other areas, that maybe your heat is going down some. I know that there are areas that are still hot, but I know there are areas where some of my friends have told me that it is getting better. So I'm hoping that's the case for you. Those of you south of me, I hope your winter has been such to where you've been having some rain and also, some weather that'll help you when your summer comes, that you won't have any experiences with any bad drought or fires. I always wish that on my friends. So many of you are experiencing some difficulties there. So, and I always hope that it will get better for you with that. Anyway, it's been 2 weeks since I last videoed, and it actually seems a lot longer to me than that. I had a really bad sinus infection. Not so bad where I couldn't do any stitching, but bad enough to where I just felt like every day was dragging on, and I felt like, oh, it must have been a month or more since I did a floss tube. And then I looked and realized, oh, well, it wasn't really as long as I thought it had been. And so even though I do have a lot to show still, it's not as much time as I thought it would be. So anyway, I'm going to move on and do what we came here to do. I will have I will have a little bit of lace near the end. I'm going to show you my whips first. I actually did have another finished object, but I already sent it off to get it fully finished because I wanted a certain thing done to it. So I can't really show that, but I'll show it when I get back with it, or when it gets back to me, actually. So anyway, I'll move on to the whips that I've been working on right now. So the first one I have, this is in no particular order, is my Under the Sea Club by Frosted Pumpkin. This is a mystery sal, and I hadn't wanted to do any mystery sals this year, but this one was, there's always one that comes out every year that I just go, I can't pass this up, and this was the one I couldn't pass up. I love it, and as each section gets put out there, I like it even more. So I'm really glad that I chose to participate in it. This is a 28 count Cloudy Dawn, and it's a linen that was dyed by Lori at Textilis. She's a floss tuber, and I liked the coloring on this because it seemed to show like the waves, and I thought that would work really well. The kind of the blue and the gray and kind of look like waves for this particular fabric. So I thought this would, and it was about the right size too. I've only got about 1.5 inches there on the sides, but other than that, I think it still is, it gives me enough space to, to have it look good and to be able to still frame it if I want, or do some other finish with it. The only part that this, the new part came out on the 25th. I was busy working on other things, so I really only started working on the puffer fish, which is right up there at the top that you can see. Cute little puffer fish with the white and the yellow little fins. And according to our pattern, which is just the pattern itself, so I can't really show you what it looks like. There's going to be a couple puffer fish, I believe, some other little fish, and another scuba diver up at the top. Now, whether or not that'll be the top part of the fabric, that may end up being the top of the fabric. I'm not sure on that. So anyway, only got about 100 and some stitches, but that's fine. I finished one little puffer fish. So anyway, that's what I did on Under the Sea. Such a cute, cute club. Lots of fun by Frosted Pumpkin. Oh, this is 2/2, by the way, 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads. And if I didn't mention it, it's just DMC, the call for DMC. I'm not even using the, there are some metallics being used in it, but I'm not using them. I'm just using the white. Okay, my next one here on top is actually one of my WIPGO pieces. I have a sampler WIPGO. If you don't know what WIPGO is, you can go to Jessie Marie Does Stuff to the WIPGO Facebook page, and it explains more. It's a type of stitching bingo. Anyway, the two numbers that were called were, I believe, 25 and 20. Yeah, and 20 is my Elizabel Cox sampler. For my board, I put on some of the same samplers over and over again so that I would get a little more work done on them, on samplers that I hadn't really worked on probably in over a year. This is a Hands Across the Sea chart. If those, any of you who don't know, she makes beautiful charts. And I didn't take this out of the Q-snaps, so I'll just show you what I've got here, because my WIPGO challenge for these is 3 days. So I've worked 2 days on this, and I need to work one more day, so I hadn't taken it out yet. And it's seen through here, so let me see if I can change that a little bit there. It's a little bit better. And this is 36 count. I'm stitching this on 36 count Lakeside Linen Vintage Buttercream. And I'm doing using the called for NPIs. Oh, no, wait, I'm not using the called for NPIs on this, actually. I am using a color conversion that was made for us by Victoria Motto Threads, that she made specifically for the Elizabel Cox chart. So that is what I'm using. I'm using the Victoria Motto Threads on this. And I'm doing 1 floss thread over 2 linen threads on 36 count. And I got 538 stitches on this in the last couple days. And so I've got one more day on it. See how much more I can do. And what I accomplished, actually, was I started on this leaf here, which is going to actually be a little flower up there, and I did this whole one, and then this, and then this part right here, which is going to be filled in. Not sure how much more I can get done, but we'll see. I think I'm pretty much going to fill in this part up here because I want to see that flower as well as this part down here. I want to see the flower color and see what it ends up being, whether it's like a pretty blue or a mauve or a dusty pink or what it is. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. So that's one of my WIPGOs. On my plans, I'll show you the other WIPGO that got called, and I'll be working on that also 3 days. Okay, my next piece was kind of a just jump in and a new start, something I wanted to do. I had been working on full coverage, summer, spring, winter, fall pieces. The Janet Stever montages, which I have shown in my past videos. But I also found this pattern with some friends and just really wanted to start it and do it in the seasons. It's called 4 Seasons by Erica Michaels. And this is the summer one. And I think that's so cute. Summer, live in the sunshine, swim in the sea. I thought that's so pretty. And all 4 of them are very, very pretty. Now, these were originally kits, and when I bought them, they came with the kit 40 count gauze. But I switched it over to a 40 count Verdal even weave. And so this is going to look really petite and really cute. So, excuse some of the parked threads. Didn't park them, actually. I just kind of pulled them out of the way. But that's because I'm not doing this in like an official parking method anyway. So as you can see, this is very, very petite and very small, but so cute. My little start there. So just these are over-dyed threads in Weeks Dye Works, as well as some Gentle Arts, and just one thread. And it's not full cross, it's just one thread half cross. And what else can I say about that? It was really actually fun. I did about 556 teeny tiny stitches in this. And yeah, I'm excited about going back and maybe doing a few more before I start the autumn one, the Four Seasons Autumn. Which, golly, autumn's coming up faster than I thought. My goodness. Oh, on the back here, it does show the others. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. So the next one I'll be doing is that one there, the autumn one. It wasn't really as hard as I thought to work on just half cross on that because it fills up the area and, you know, just so I had my strong glasses on and I was able to do it on the white. I don't think I would have enjoyed doing it on the silk gauze, mostly because with it open, with the silk gauze, you've been able to see under, you know, you do have to put something under you, but anything I put under me, I'm still going to have a hard time with those stitches because that silk gauze to me is hard to see. But this white 40 count even weave isn't hard for me to see as opposed to the silk gauze. So, okay, the next piece that's here is a full coverage. This is, oh, first of all, I'm going to show you the picture of what it looks like finished. This is an Artisy cross stitch. The artwork is by Frederick Bazile, and it's African Woman with Peonies 2. I love, love, love this piece, and it's been really fun to work on too. It's been really fun to stitch. I'm working on this on a Sal with Sarah Stitching Mommy on Floss Tube, as well as Black Ribbon Studios with Denise. And Denise is the one who first mentioned it on her Floss Tube, and we both jumped on it. We really, really, really fell in love with it. So, what else can I say about this? We have a Sal going, if anyone's interested, if anyone is starting it or is already working on it. It's hashtag Peonies Sal 2020 because we did start this a couple years ago. It's on 25 count gridded even weave. I'm doing 1/1 full cross, and I got 1184 stitches working on this time. And the reason why I picked this up was because and I don't normally, I've been concentrating on another full coverage to do a challenge on it. And so I really, that along with some other challenges, I haven't had a lot of time to pick up my full coverage, which I have not felt happy about. I have some plans for the coming new year to where I'm going to be working on a lot of full coverage because I've been missing doing my full coverage. The reason why we picked up, or why I picked this one up was because of Sarah. She had this as a WIPGO, and it was picked, the number was picked for her WIPGO full coverage chart. And so she was going to work on it anyway, and I thought, well, if she's going to work on it for a few days, then I'm going to pick up mine and work on it a few days too. So I contacted Denise, so all three of us worked on our Peonies piece. This is 25 count gridded even weave, 1/1 full cross. Like I said, I got 1184 stitches on it. It is now 6,973 stitches into this at 15% completed totally. So, and the part that I worked on this time was, I've been doing this kind of semi-diagonally, not total diagonal. Kind of weird. It's just my own little thing. So it's like semi-diagonal. Anyway, I filled in, what I mostly ended up doing is just filling in more of the background dark, because I could get quite a few stitches done on that. So a lot of the background here was filled in, down here some of the background was filled in, up here some of the background was filled in. The blue of that iris was already there, pretty much. So pretty much it was just dark fill-in, except right here, which is going to be hard to see, but I actually put in quite a few white stitches and some like mauve and rose-colored stitches to start the white flower. Because all the way from her hand here, all the way around here, is a big white peony. And that's going to be hard to see until it gets more filled in. So in a way, I did kind of start down like that because a lot of this is filled in with the white. I'll show you on the piece again. It's going to be that white, let's see, yeah, that white peony there. So that's going to be taking up quite a bit of that as I go down. Because I've been going like this, and now that I've been doing that iris, and I'm cutting down right through the white flower here and the peony there. So that's African Woman with Peonies too. I think that's all with that one. So I actually picked up this full coverage and another full coverage and just put a couple hundred stitches in that due to some things that were going on with people. So that was kind of fun. I ended up doing those instead of just my focus piece for full coverage. Okay, the next thing that I picked up to start working on again was the last 2 Sundays. I picked up again my Dimensions Gold Kit Enchanted Stockings. I'm working on this with Amy. Amy loves toads. She's been working on it a lot better than me. I actually stopped working on it for a while. I had some other pieces that needed some catch-up work on them, and I picked them instead of this. Sorry. But now this is back on my Sunday stitch again. We have a hashtag Sunday Stocking Sale if anyone would like to join in with us. This is, of course, a kit. I'm doing the kit floss and the kit threads that came with it. I got a total in the 2 days, the 2 Sundays, of 728 stitches. And before, I had not finished around this. I had finished this total ornament here with the deer and all the back stitching, but I hadn't finished the coverage around the side of the ornament because I wanted to actually do my back stitching for the for that ornament. So I filled in the threads around it, and then I went over. I was just excited, and so I just kind of counted over and started up the other ornament from the top down. So it's right to there. Worked on a lot of it and then started it as it curved around. So want to get to that cardinal that is in that third ornament. So that's what I got accomplished with my 700 and some stitches. So now I'm back working on this again and enjoying it. I really am. It's just been fun to work on. And this Ada is beginning to get softer and softer. That's been fun too. It's kind of a light bluish color. So that's my Gold Dimensions kit that I work on for Sunday for our Sunday stockings. Okay, my next piece is also full coverage. It's my focus piece for this year, the one I've been doing my most stitches on. And before I show it to you, show you the picture. This one you're probably familiar with if you've been watching any of my floss tubes for any length. It's a lace maker, artwork by Miles Burkett Foster. This is an Artisy design. And that's the lace maker working on her lace pillow, doing her bobbin lace with her cottage behind her and some cute little cats down there too. So, this one I try to grab out as much as I can, but again, sometimes it gets put in the background with some other, because of other challenges I'm trying to keep up with. So, a little thread there to get out. So, okay, let's see the stats on this one. This is a 25 count even weave. I'm gridding it myself. I'm doing 1/1 full cross with the DMC. I did 1,190 stitches this last week, and that was just on 3 days. That's the only time I worked on it in the last 2 weeks. But I was kind of excited because I reached a total of 30,000 stitches done out of 72,000. So I'm now at 41.67%. So this is getting exciting to me. To get to a 50% on this would just be, I think I'll give myself a party. I don't think I've ever reached 50% on a no, I haven't reached 50% on a full coverage yet because I haven't been doing full coverage that long. Maleficent, who I need to bring out, she's like a story keep. I think she has 44% done on her. In a little bit, I'm going to have her passed up, which is going to be fun, actually. So, parts I worked on since I pulled her over. The rest of her is over here, and she's still in my Q snaps. I mostly was working down here. Typewriter method, taking the highest unworked stitch. Actually, from here on over, they are all worked to about here. I'll move over. I think the next time I'm going to move over to the other side, work it down too. Actually, so it'll be down from the highest down to more even with this. So most of it was done around here. I actually took a lot of the highest unworked stitches of these darker colors, which are these vines that are around this window, which is going to start popping up right here. So a lot of the vine work, dark leaf work, was all filled in here, as well as some of the work done around here on the side of the house. And also when I picked up some highest unworked stitches here, it's starting actually down here, I believe, the doorway. So from how I counted down, I think it is. So let's take a look here. You can kind of been working like along here, this part right here, because this side's under the Q snap. So as you can tell, I was working some of these dark vines. Those dark vines, I'm probably about to there. A few dark vines there, but some of the highest unworked stitches were going down here, starting, I believe, some of this area here right above that door. So it's progressing. That was fun to see the 40% and not the 40% actually. I reached the 40% a couple weeks ago, but it was fun to see it go to 30,000 stitches being done. So when I get a chance, I'll be picking that one up again and working on it. It's my full coverage Fanatics goal of the 22,000 stitches in 2022. I'm not keeping up with it very well. I'm lucky to get a couple thousand in every month, but we'll see if I can hustle after I have two other challenges that are going to be done in October. When they're done, I can concentrate more on this one to get this one done. So, okay, the next one that I was working on is Hello from Liz Matthews, My Home in the Garden. This one I've been working on quite a bit this last 2 weeks. Quite a bit. I got my most amount of stitches, 1,705 stitches done on this one. Our part that was supposed to be completed this month are those trees down in the bottom left-hand corner and the flowers, the two tall trees, the little small one and those cute little upside-down tulips. But I also worked on filling in the bottom grass there. Getting the green all done. This is being stitched on a Be Stitch Me fabric, a 32 count. Not Another Sampler fabric is the name. And I'm using the Called for Gloriana silks with it. I think that's why it looks so gorgeous. 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads. And we are getting down to the wire. This is one of my sales that is going to be done in October, where hopefully I can pick up my full coverage lace maker and do more work on it. So this is one of the ones that is going to be a finish in October. Next month's will be a bunch of, it will be the house. That will be our section that's supposed to be done. So I will have to hustle. House stitching goes slow for me. But it is a cute house, and I'll show you that. Super cute house. So at least, and it's not as big as some other ones. I mean, there's certainly a lot of other houses that are a lot bigger than this. So the house is our next section that needs to be done. So that will be what I'd be working on, as well as probably filling in the rest of the grass. So we'll see. So that is my one piece I spent a lot of time on this last 2 weeks. Okay, here's one that I didn't spend too much time on. I got, let's see, about 303 stitches done. But again, it was it was because of a pick from Sarah at Stitchin' Mommy. She's been picking arbitrary August pieces. I'm not participating really in that per se. I was going to do it, but when I got sick and when I realized that I was getting close to having to finish off some cells that are getting finished, that need to be getting finished, I realized I can't do arbitrary August. I really can't. Well, I ended up participating in arbitrary August, sort of, what do you call it? It's my contribution to arbitrary August. So at least I can say I did it. When Sarah's wheel spun, her Tiny Decisions wheel, she ended up pulling up 2 of stitches that we had done together. One of them I had completed already, but the other one I had not, which is Kesslin's Cross Stitch Fun. We are doing this as a cell, Sarah, myself, and Shelly at Key X Stitch. And you're welcome to join us. We have a hashtag that's cross stitch fun, all together, one word. Anyway, so I ended up putting 303 stitches in it. Not a lot, but I did work on it while Sarah was working on hers. And here it is. This is on, let's see. This is on a 25 count Vintage Stormy Night, Zweigart Vintage Stormy Night. It's a real pretty one for this. And I'm using a sulky thread, 1/1 full cross, and it's in the number 1240. It's like a smoky gray. So what I did with mine is I ended off the last time, because the other times I was working on it was just the day that we started it, as well as a few times when Sarah wanted to pick it up and work on it, and I worked on it with her. I finished up this middle part of that little motif and worked over to there to do that. So what it's going to do is it's going to mimic the rest of the other side there, and it'll go over to the end, which will probably be about right there. I really love how this is turning out. It's actually really a fun piece to work on. Again, with some other need to get finished items, I haven't picked it up. And I don't think it's been picked up at all this year. So this is the first time. So I'm really glad that I could pick this up and work on this. It's been lots of fun. So Sarah, this is my contribution to Arbitrary August. At least I did it one time. Okay, another thing I actually picked up, and another piece I actually picked up and did was a full coverage. And it was due to, I decided to join in on a Zoom call with Darren at Dizzy Stitcher. He is a full coverage floss tuber who does a lot of really nice full coverage pieces. And I thought, oh, I'll join them, and maybe if I get onto it, you know how sometimes it is when you're trying to get onto a Zoom call, it doesn't always work. But if everything works and I get on and can stitch with them, I decided that I was going to pick up the Stanley Morrison Dragon, my country music dragon that I started with Darren when he started to sell, which it's called. If you want to join in with us, still feel free to do it. It was with Darren Dizzy Stitcher and Ellie at Ellie Welly Stitches. And the hashtag, I believe, is Stanley Morrison Dragon Cell. I don't have it down here, but I think that's what it is. And so this was the dragon that I picked up. And he's Garth. We call him Garth. So I picked up Garth this time and started working on him. When I started him before, I got over 1,000 stitches in. I started with the typewriter method this time totally. So I picked my first stitch and then just worked down till the thread, ended. And then picked up the next one, worked down. So as you can see with these curtains, it's going to be kind of like a few stitches, but a lot of the top will be filled in, which is actually what happened. I only got about 202 stitches into it, sitting with their Zoom call, but I did enjoy it. It was fun to meet with them. And here's here's what I've worked on. And what I actually did that night was just probably these lighter stitches here to get my 200. I'm pretty sure it was the lighter, because I think what happened is I think I stopped around the dark area there. And as you can see, these are the curtains. And so because I was taking the top stitch and working it down, that's about how far I would get on some of the threads. And I'm stitching this one on a 25 count. Again, it's a pewter color, an even weave, and I'm gritting it myself, and it's the DMC, and it's full cross. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to pick this up if I can get on to Zoom calls with Darren. I'm going to try to pick this up every time and at least put a couple hundred stitches in it, which will be better than nothing, since I'm only focusing on one full coverage for the rest of this year. So, okay, we're going to move on to lace. And let me see, I'll move over here. The lace here is not going to take very long. Oop, one of the threads fell. Excuse me. I did work on my lace this last couple weeks 2 times. I do not count how many stitches I do in lace, so sorry people, but I don't. Because you usually end up doing like a ½ an inch when you work on it for 2 hours. I'm working on this Milanese L. I got kind of excited about working on her again. I am not doing it though in this brown and cream colorway. I'm doing it in a blue, black, gray colorway, gray and white colorway. You can go on to my last few videos. I talk more about how I do lace and the lace pillow and everything else. Today I'm just going to show you what I was working on. So again, I've got to get the correct look on this because with the laminated pattern, it's hard to get it right. Let's try from this direction here. Oh, come on now. That's not bad. But again, with that laminated pattern, it's hard with the glare to pick it up good. As you can see from where the threads are going down from my bobbins there, the part I'm working on is this section over here. That is called a figure of 8 braid. And as you can see, it loops around and makes a hole in the middle of the braid. I'm using some blue on the edge there and the white in the middle. Along the edges also, and in the middle is some metallic, which is very hard to see. I'm not going to take it all apart to show you the whole owl. I will do that another time when I get that section finished. That section on here, even though this is brown, I am doing it in whites and blues, like I said, is this section right here. I had finished this section, went down, I'm coming, oh no, yeah, so it's probably about right here actually. I did about 5 of them, 5 of the figure of 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm probably right about there. So that's the pattern. Here it is. I don't expect anybody to be taking this off the internet, but I'll hold it right like that. This is the actual diagram. You can see how it works there, and that's how it looks with just white thread. So it's a figure of 8. Anyway, that's what I accomplished with my bobbin lace this last 2 weeks. Okay, what's next? Oh, I have a little bit of haul. Oh no, before I do the haul, I thought I'd show you the actual threads on the owl. Here's the actual threads I'm using. It's a Gutermann silk, 100/2 on that blue and that white, and then an actual DMC Diamante metallic. So it's been ending up being a nice combination. Almost forgot to show that. Okay, now on to haul. From my previous attic haul, I did forget something. I had it sitting actually on top of, I have a sewing machine here, and I had it sitting on top there because I was going to fill it up and use it, and then I forgot all about it to show it to you. They just came out at the attic with these mugs, water bottles. See, it says the Attic Needleworks with a flower. And then it says, where samplers rule. It's kind of hard to see it, but where samplers rule. So I just had to get this. This just barely came out, Jean said, and I couldn't pass it up. So, but because I was getting ready to use it, I forgot to show it to you guys. So now I did. Now I can use it. Okay, I got my 2 fabrics of the month. First one is Color and Cotton. It's a 40 count. The August one, it's called Maple Leaf. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful color. It really does, to me, look like maple leaf. And then I also got my Be Stitched Me fabric, which is also in 40 count. And this one is called Morning Fog. That's a really pretty one, too. Beautiful. And then the last thing I got, this has already been shown on Dizzy Stitcher's Zoom meeting, but nobody else has seen it. I was actually watching, before I show this, I'll explain the story, because I've actually been not spending any money for much of anything. These fabrics of the month are just regular of the month, and I pay for them every month. And the Attic thing was bought when I was at the Attic last month. Since then, I haven't bought anything because I'm saving my money for, I'm having like 5 retreats in the months of September, October, and I really need to save my money for the hotels, for the kits, for everything else that's going on with those retreats. So money's just been going into my savings account for that. I was watching, but I ended up just not being able to pass this by. I was watching a, what was it called here? It was like a, if you've ever watched Cat Talks, she's a full coverage stitcher, and she was doing a stash dive into her Gold Dimensions kits, which was fun to watch. She has, oh man, she has tons of Gold Dimension kits. Some of the ones I have, some I don't have. Many of the ones that I really liked that she had are out of print. So I typed them up in my notes part under my unicorn charts. And I probably have about 10 that she listed that I thought, oh, someday I'm going to go on and see what kind of deal I can get on these. See if I can find them, not on eBay for 100 and some or 200 and some. See if I can find them on a stash unload or through somebody else on Etsy or something. So my process of typing them all up, I made the mistake of looking on to eBay and then on to Etsy and then on to Stash Unload and stuff, just seeing if any of them happened to be on there. And then I was going to get off. And I assumed, oh no, these are all out of print kits, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to see them. So good, fine. I won't spend any money. Well, I was on an Etsy seller and they had one of her stash kits, which is out of print, which is a unicorn chart. And they had it was a new kit with everything in it for the price that it would have been at the store. Now, of course, I wasn't getting it for like half price, but it was the same cost as what you would buy a gold collection kit at Michael's or Joann's or whatever, the new ones that they have out now. So I couldn't pass it by, so I went ahead and bought it. So anyway, this one of the ones I wanted that I can take off the list now, make it down to 9 instead of 10, is White Lightning. Love this kit with the tiger splashing in the water. I just think that's so cool, and his eyes and his whole look and his whole bearing. I just fell in love with this one when she showed it. And it's just got everything, just the way it would be in the kit. It's one of the older kits where you have to put it in yourself. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to, decipher what colors are what, but that's because it's an older kit. So, other than that, everything was great with it. So I felt really lucky, so I went ahead and I spent the money and got it. So that's my only other haul. Okay, on to plans before I end this, and hopefully I'll get to you in another 2 weeks. I'm hoping around 2 weeks. First thing. Oh, no, wait. I will be getting to you sooner than 2 weeks. I've been putting this off and putting this off, and August is really the only month that I really had free, and I was planning on doing it this week sometime, but had been sick, and again, I'm already losing my voice, and so I couldn't do it today. But at the end of this week, I am hoping, cross my fingers, everything go fine, I'm going to do a whip parade. That'll be really interesting. I'll finally see how many whips I really do have and what I haven't worked on. So this is just going to be what I call my yearly whip parade. The only way I'm going to separate it out is I'll try to separate out my full coverage and show it, and then I'll separate out my like samplers and show them, and then all the rest of my pieces and show them. And then I'll have to count them all up and see what I've got. I know there's a lot of them who've had nothing done on them, as well as there's some I'm going to have to search and pull out of the closet because, as I was told by Brenda, Handwork Maniac on FlossTube, that I forgot some of my whips because there were some Catherine Theron pieces that I got as teaching class pieces that I did not show. Sorry, Brenda. So they will have to be shown too. So I'm going to hope that that will get accomplished at the end of this week. Because I have so many, you will be hearing zippers opening and shutting. I am not going to pull these things out and separate them out. There's no way, because I'm heading back to the river house, and so they will be put right back in where they belong. So you'll have to put up with that. But you can sit back, relax, do your stitching, look up every now and again when you see something that you're interested in. So, okay, on to my plans, though, for what I want to do for the next couple weeks. I'm going to finish up Under the Sea, as I showed you there. I want to work on that, get the other motifs and parts done on this month's section. So that will be done. Tomorrow I will finish up my third day of doing Elizabel Cox, which I showed. So that WIPGO can be checked off and completed. Another WIPGO piece that was chosen was 25. And that is Count Your Blessings by Long Dog Sampler. That's this piece here. I will do 3 days on that to get it checked off for my WIPGO. And this is what it looks like right now. So I'm hoping to do over on that other side of the house, maybe get that like V done, or maybe do some of the flowers on the side, the border. Also, I'm going to work on, the only thing I'm doing on my daily 30 is the yearly challenge. That's about the only thing I've been able to keep up on. But I'm still keeping up on that. So those 3 stitches, which you have seen before, are my Home in the Garden, which I've already done quite a bit of that and put it on my yearly challenge. And then the other 2, of course, are my Mirabilia. So I will put in my requisite stitches for the Daily 30 Animal Adventures yearly challenge onto her. So, not sure yet where I'm going to work on her. As you can see, I went way down and got the full part of her skirt there. Way down, the long part of that skirt. I think I may go back here and work on this. I really do. See how far down that goes before I hit the bottom. I may not hit the bottom, but I think I'm going to take her out, and I'm going to, pull it up and do this side of the stitches to do my yearly challenge finishing on that one. That's her, of course. So you can see I'm only right to there. So I'm going to have to do quite a bit to get down to the bottom of that. But I think that's what my next part will be working on. Then by doing those, then I think I'm just going to do a typewriter method on her, similar to what I do on full coverage, and just take the highest unworked stitch and then work it down in that color. So. And then the third piece, which is also a piece that has to get done by October, and man, do I have to hustle on this. Hustle. I had to the end of October instead of the middle of October, but I realized how little I've gotten done on this. This is my birthday stitch, but it's on my yearly challenge, so I would get it done. This is my birthday stitch with my friend Krista, And I'm sure she's much farther done than I am because I'm only done to about there. I'm not even done halfway yet. So I have got to really hustle on this. And here's what I got done so far. So I will tell you more about that when I get back on in a couple weeks. Show you how much more I got done on that one. And what else? Enchanted stocking I'll continue doing on Sundays. So that will be my plans for the next couple weeks. The whip parade, of course, will not be showing any, any completions that I've done on any whips, or anything I've been doing on my whips. So, life updates. I already mentioned to you that I was sick with a sinus infection. It is getting better. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. What else? I'm going back up to the river house next week, hopefully. There's some business situations, dealings that we have to take care of, but when we get those done and taken care of, then we'll be heading up there. And I hope my video is from there. We'll see this time if I can make it from there. And then in September is a very busy month. October is too. I have 5 retreats, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retreats in those 2 months. And 3 of them are in the month of September. So we'll see what I can do as far as getting in some updates on my videos. I will do one, like I said, in a couple, 3 weeks before I head off to the first retreat so I can update you on my progress. Then I will head to Lee's Summit, Missouri for a cross-stitch extravaganza. And then from there, I will head back, and on my way back, I will stop at a little small retreat in Wyoming. And then I will be back to Utah only for a few days, and then I'll turn around and go down to Southern California for the SoCal Stitchers Retreat and to visit my sister for a week. So that the month of September is pretty full, and I only have like a couple days between the time of coming back from the first 2 to starting down to California. So it could be a month until I get to another progress video. We'll see. But just to let you know that it may be a while. Okay, I won't forget my daily gratitude quote for those who've been enjoying that. This one I thought was so cute. If you lasted to the end, you will love this picture. See the butterflies and the turtle? And it says, age does not protect you from love, but love to some extent protects you from aging. Very, very true. Because if you love and people love you in whatever situation that you're in, regardless of that situation, regardless of who loves you and who you love, that helps us from aging so fast. We just see beauty everywhere. We really do. So anyway, enjoy that picture of the cute turtle with those butterflies. Remember, too, the beauty that's out there. I've been forgetting to say that. It's out there. Remember it. It's in your community, in your neighborhood, in your backyard, out there in the world. There's beauty out there, and see it. See that beauty instead of the tough things that are out there now, and incorporate it into your life. Show that beauty to others. So anyway, take care, everybody. Love you lots, and hopefully I'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.